Hello everyone, welcome back to another Stitches and Scribbles podcast. This is going to be our October episode, and I'm really excited with some of the stuff that I've made recently and some of the things that you guys are going to get to see in tutorials coming soon. So to start off, as a lot of you guys know, I did kind of a massive yarn haul last month, so I don't really have a yarn haul for this month, although I do have a couple things to show you, but I do have a lot of finished objects. Like when I was tallying up how many I had actually finished this month, I was kind of really surprised. So I'm going to start with hats and scarves because I did do quite a few of those. I have been wanting a velvet set for a while, so I did a simple velvet beanie. I actually will have a tutorial for something like this coming out in December. Instead of an actual pattern, it's more how to take a rectangle and turn it into a beanie, which is what I did here. So it's just a really simple 1x1 rib at the bottom and stockinette stitch at the top to make a really beautiful hat, and you just cinch up the top and sew it, and I added a fuzzy pom-pom to the top. And then I also made a matching infinity scarf in the same velvet. This one's just all garter stitch because I wanted something really easy to work on, and then I did do a crochet trim on that kind of to hold it together and give it a nice border edging. So that was a really fun project, and I'm really excited to have this come winter. My winter coat is this same color, so I think that that'll look really, really nice. On the same note, for rectangle beanies, I also have this one, which was a bright teal and orange coral yarn. This one was in my yarn haul from last month from Hobby Lobby. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you could always go check out that video if you were curious. So again, I have a fuzzy pom-pom. This was a rectangle. This one was a crochet back loops only for the brim, and then I sewed the brim together and continued in a circle going up, and this is all just half double crochet. So really nice cozy hat. Next one is the same as the one I just showed you, where it's the back loops only rib for the brim and then half double crochet for the rest, and a pom-pom. You probably are seeing a theme here. Last one is actually a set. So I have that same style of hat. I did experiment with multicolored rows for this one to make the pattern. And then I have an infinity scarf to go with it that's half double crochet with a single crochet edging in those same colors. So lots of hats and scarves. I don't know why I was feeling that so much because it was warm for most of this month, but I was really excited about all of those. Next up, I've got some little objects. You will also see a tutorial for these in December, but I experimented with making scrunchies for the first time. So these two are my test ones with some other yarn, but the ones I really like are the velvet ones, and I used the leftovers from that hat set that I just showed you. I really like these. I actually have one set aside for myself, but you will see a tutorial for these coming soon as well. Next up, we're going to get into kind of some Halloween themed things. The first two I'll show you are ones that by the time you see this, the tutorials will have already come out. But I did crochet a little pumpkin, and that tutorial is available on my channel already, so you can go check that out. But I actually ended up making a couple of these and gifting them to friends because they took maybe slightly over an hour to make each one. So really fast, very, very cute. And you can easily size them up if the tiny ones are not your cup of tea. Again, that one is less of a pattern and more of a tutorial on how to construct the right shape. So you can easily size up or down, change the yarn, do whatever you want to get the pumpkin the size you want. The next one that you will already be able to see is this tiny amigurumi ghost. I love this little guy. I have him on my bookshelf right now for spooky season, and I think he's really cute. I actually have him sitting with the pumpkin on my bookshelf, so I was really happy with how this one turned out, and this tutorial is also already available. The next one is also amigurumi, and it's a candy corn. And this one will be available soon. It's not available yet at the time that this is being filmed, but it should be the next video coming out. I love this little guy. I think he's cute. So the pumpkin, the ghost, and the candy corn will probably all be displayed together in my house because I just love how little and cute they are. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had put safety eyes on the pumpkin too, but I might just make another one and put safety eyes on it so that they're a little trio. The next one that you will also get a tutorial for is a shawl that I am calling the Sanderson shawl. The shaping itself is really, really easy. It's just really a basic triangle shawl with a yarn over increase on one side. So not complicated, but the striping pattern is what I was really excited about. You probably recognize this yarn if you watched my very first YouTube video, which was a Hirschner's haul. Oh wait, no. Hobby was the first one that I did a haul on, but I did do a Hirschner's haul, and this Halloween yarn was in that haul. I just added some black from Hobby Lobby because it didn't have a solid black, but I striped all of these Halloween colors together, and they are all glittery and so festive, and I am just in love with how this shawl turned out. I very well might wear it every single day of October because I'm so excited about it. This color is showing up really blue on camera. It's actually a violet purple. So we've got orange, lime green, purple, black and white, and then some variegated ones in between. But I really went nuts with the striping pattern to get something really unique and very spooky. And I named it the Sanderson shawl after the characters from Hocus Pocus because their colors are kind of similar to the ones I got in the shawl, with Winifred Sanderson being mostly in green, Mary is mostly in reds and oranges, and Sarah wears all kind of purple and rose colors. So that's what it reminded me of when I got that yarn. The other thing I've been really into making right now, and if you follow me on TikTok, because yes, I have a TikTok, you will have already seen these, but I got really into crocheting monsters. And I know that there's a pattern book out there where you can like flip the pages that divide in the middle and combine body parts to like make your own monster pattern. I don't have that book, but I think a lot of the inspiration photos and videos I was seeing online were from that book. So mine might look slightly similar to that. They might not. I don't really know, but I kind of just made up patterns as I went along. So I don't have written patterns for any of these little monsters yet, but I'm hoping to do some sort of amigurumi tutorials in the future. Again, not so much on exact patterns, but more on methods of how to create the shapes on your own. So this is the first one that I did, and he's a lot bigger than the other ones are. Actually, I haven't decided if it's a he or a she yet, but it's got a tail, big ears, horns, and kind of, I was getting kind of a swampy vibe from these colors, but I thought this one was pretty cute. It's kind of like teddy bear shaped, other than the ears and the horns and the tail, but I thought it turned out pretty cute. I'm calling it a swamp monster because that's what it reminds me of for whatever reason, but I was really happy with this. This was also my first experience using safety eyes, which then I used on the other little amigurumis that you just saw, but I was happy with how this one turned out, even though it was a total experiment. I had no idea what I was doing or what I was making. I kind of just kept adding pieces until I was happy with it, but I'm happy with how he turned out. So yeah, that's my big swamp monster. The next two that I did are smaller and more similar in style. So this one is, I called it the melting ice cream monster because he's got an ice cream cone stuck to his head, little kind of dinosaur frills, and kind of the same shape as the little ghost amigurumi, but with arms. This is actually where I got the idea to make the ghost from, was when I was experimenting with the shape. He also has safety eyes. They're clear because the rainbow yarn kind of shows through. I do wish I had gotten the ice cream cone to be a little bit more defined at the bottom around where the scoop is, but I don't think he turned out too bad for, again, another make it up on the spot kind of pattern. he's pretty close to how I visualized what he was going to look like. So pretty happy with that. And I think my favorite one that I've made so far is this one. I don't really know why. He probably has the fewest pieces of the monsters that I made. But I think he's so cute. I don't really know why. He's kind of weird looking. Maybe it's the colors, maybe it's the bright green eyes, I don't know. But I really like this one. It actually sits on my desk by some little flowers and my desk organizer. But I really like this one, and I was really happy with how it turned out, even though it's kind of silly looking. Again, I don't have much of a yarn haul. I did want to show a couple things. First off is this crochet hook set. Now, I got this because of another crocheter on TikTok. Her account name is Sweetly Stitches, and I really love her videos. She's so funny. She has a lot of great videos about buying too much yarn and stuff like that. But she recommended, I don't think I got the same kit as hers, but there are a lot of similar ones on Amazon. But this is a light up interchangeable crochet hook kit, and you can see it came with scissors, stitch markers, a shawl pin, measuring tape, a gauge meter, and some yarn needles. But this is what the handle looks like. It is rechargeable, so it does have a cord that's plugged in right now. But you pick the size hook you want from the case, pop it in there, and then it actually lights up so you can crochet in the dark. Here, I'll turn off my light for a second so you can see it. But yeah, I thought this was super cool. It even has two modes, kind of a bright and a medium for the light. But I thought this was awesome, and what a great crochet hook for travel, because all of the sizes are right there. But I was really, really happy with this Amazon purchase. And I know that there's a lot of similar ones. Most of them were red, and red is not my favorite color, so I looked around until I found the blue and purple set. The one yarn thing that I did want to show you that was not in my previous haul, I don't think, is the Karen cake. And if I did show this in my other haul, I apologize. I still think this is the funniest thing ever. But I did get one of the anniversary cakes from Michaels. I wasn't going to until I saw them in person and fully comprehended just how big they are. They're wider than my hand. It's bigger than my head. It's, I think, over 1,000 yards in here. I'm looking at the side. Yeah, it's 1,061 yards of yarn. So I think that by itself is a yarn haul. So that's the only yarn that I'm showing this month. Some other updates. As I mentioned before, I do now have a TikTok with some kind of silly yarny videos. So if you are into that, you can go check that out. It's the same username, and I'll have it linked in the description box. But yeah, I know I said earlier in one of these podcast videos that I was never going to get TikTok, and then I realized that there were crochet videos on TikTok, so I caved and I got it. And also teachers out there, there's a lot of good teacher tips on TikTok and a lot of teachers to commiserate with about online learning. So I highly recommend it, even though I said I wasn't going to. I think it was worth it. And on that note, I also have an Instagram account to go with this YouTube channel now, so I will also have that linked in the description so you can follow me there. And I think that's it for this week. I hope you're excited for some upcoming spooky tutorials, and after that we'll get back into our Dungeons and Dragons series to finish it off. That is actually my only work in progress right now, is the next in our D&D series, so I'll give you a sneak peek. This is going to be our elf cowl. So it has ribbed cables on the sides and a cluster rib in the middle. So it'll be an infinity scarf type of situation. So I hope you're excited. I will see you in future tutorials. I hope you're having a very spooky season, and I'll see you later. Bye!